Well, it's that time, folks. It's that time. And if you ain't been paying attention to what's going on with our former baby girl, Amberlynn Reid, over there in the LCU, then you missed out on a lot. You know why? Because at this point, I don't think former baby girl have any friends left in that community. I don't mean any co-hosts. I don't mean anybody that's in there, subscribers, fans, nobody. Can you imagine working someplace for at least 1 month and nobody is going to be bothered with you? I mean, the whole community in the beginning, they were like, Amberlynn Reid's the greatest in all times. And now, absolutely not. They all is going after her. And she even says it. She's like, I have no friends over here. Every single channel's going after me. Even channels that have no subscribers, that don't exist, that have not been created, they making videos about me, and it's unfair to me. Amberlynn Reid, if you don't understand what's the problem here, I hate to break it to you. If we just remove everybody here and we all move to a different planet, in a different universe, in a different galaxy, and you was here on this planet by yourself, you would still have a problem. You would say somebody did it, somebody else did it, and it wasn't you. And that's the best part, because you said you work here for 13 years and you haven't figured this out. People here that have no YouTube channel, people here that don't even watch YouTube, they just read it over in the internet what's going on. They understand and you don't. You know why? Because you don't want to hold any responsibility for your actions. And that's the saddest part, that you haven't learned in 13 years and 20 years and 5,237,000 years. You ain't gonna learn. You know why? Because you have done the same thing consistently every day. And now that we done with that nonsense, we got a major announcement, folks. Our former baby girl, Amberlynn Reid, has went over there and she has made a live stream on her channel. You know why? Because she said she is lazy. This is a quote that she said. She is lazy and she needs her watch hours to get monetized. Thank you so much, Amberlynn Reid. Thank you for that pleasure and information. I want you to think about it. I want everybody in the comment section just to put their mindset that you are a supporter. You are an Am baby and you love Amberlynn Reid 100%, 0%. And she now returns after 3 months, right? And this is what she gives you. I'm lazy. I don't want to make any content. I just want to get my watch hours so I could be monetized. But she had no idea what was going on, because during this live stream of 20 minutes, she put 20 minutes of effort in 3 months for the people that supported. That's all she could give them. And the only thing she could say in 3 months is that she could do this live stream to get monetized. Not the one that she promised. She promised a vlog on February 2nd that we've never received. So you can see she don't care about people that support her. You know, she don't care about the people that don't support her, so we don't have to talk about that. But the people that support her and give her money, she could care less, because if she ain't getting money from you, she ain't showing up. And that's the saddest part. People that was her fans, that's how they go to the other side, because they just done with Amberlynn Reid. But during this live stream, she's trying to hype it up, and she comes off two different people. She just got off the live stream of Bus, and now she over here live streaming, making up some nonsense, being a total different person, total acting, whole different scene, whole different nonsense. But she comes off saying this: do you want live streams or do you want vlogs? And almost 99.99999% of the people said vlogs. And Amberlynn Reid said, nope, I think I'm going to do live streams. Why do you ask questions if you're not going to do anything your audience says? But you know how karma is. It just happens to show up at the right time. So you know what happened? Amberlynn Reid was trying to hype up to do live streams, because you know what she was going to do over there. She was just going to click on that join membership button. She was going to try to do some 2-second live streams once a month or whatever it is like that, and take everybody's money and just go back to Bus. But is that how it worked out? Nope. Because her karma showed up as the name of Keemstar, because Keem said that Amberlynn Reid cannot make live streams on her channel. And you know how bad Amberlynn Reid had to be hurting right there, because she don't want to be making no vlogs. She don't want to be editing. She just said it takes too much effort, too much work, too much time. But if you remember in the past, and you've been here for 13 years, 90 years, 100 years, Amberlynn Reid used to say this is the most fun she has. She enjoys and loves making vlogs. She edits. She showed us how to edit with her finger one time. She was like swipe, click, swipe, and all this nonsense. And she was showing how professional she was. But you can see how the story has now changed, because when she gets into them live stream errors, and she could just be as lazy as she wants and just sit there and stare at the camera and just wait for the timer to go by as they send in super chats, she's not going to put in any more effort than that. And that's the best part. She can no longer do that. So she's forced to do a job she don't want to do while doing a job on the LCU that she don't want to do, because all this fighting and yelling and screaming every day and going wild, you can see she's already checked out. She has, how can I say, she has raised the white flag, right? It is over, and that's how it is. She even said during one of these live streams the past few days that when she came to the LCU, she believed that she was going to be protected. She was going to be pretty much immune to everything, and Keem and the rest of the community was going to have her back and protect her. But Amberlynn Reid, this is real life right here, and there is nobody in life that's going to protect you but yourself. And if you thought you was going to any place and you was going to get protected by the whole community, that's impossible, because there's always going to be somebody in some community that don't like you. And that's the wild part. For you to think you're going to bounce out of your own community over there in your own channel because you didn't like what was going on, and you was going to be shielded by another community that you can clearly see. I've been watching a lot of the streams over there, all different channels, to see what type of content it is. And the content I see over there is always drama related and all wildness going on. It's like Jerry Springer and something like that, Steve Wilkos show. That's how I see it over there. For you to believe you was going to go over there and you was just going to be behind the wall protected, that doesn't even make sense. And the best part of this, if you don't know what's going on with former baby girl Amberlynn Reid, she worked 2 hours on a live stream and whatever it is with Bus, right? But then she sits for like 6 to 8 hours at nighttime through the whole night in the voice chat. It's called a VC. For people that don't understand, VC is voice chat, where the people sit in there and they talk. So there's like hundreds of people in there talking with Amberlynn Reid and Fupa and all this type of stuff. And Amberlynn Reid said that she believes that's her safe space over there. She feels free and she could do what she wants, and it's a safe area for her. So what could she possibly do to mess this up? With all the drama going on and all the wildness she's doing and all the stuff she is saying, as of yesterday, I think it is, right? Keemstar has banned or removed the voice chat for Bus, so she can't sit there, so she's angry. But you're probably asking, what does this matter? Why it's banned or whatever it is? Because people that pay, I think, $10 a month to be some sort of membership on their live stream have the ability to go sit in voice chat and talk to Amber and everybody else. But since Amber's actions over there have caused this drama, it has been removed. So then people can't even get the benefit of that, right? And why would she possibly do this? How did she cause this to happen? Is because Amberlynn Reid is, how can I say, a person that wants total control. So when people are talking in there and she does not like what they have to say, she just mutes them or kicks them or bans them or whatever it is. So you imagine you paid $10 a month, you came, Amberlynn Reid, I didn't like last night's live stream. You said something silly and I didn't like it. Boom, you are now blocked or muted and you can't even hear what's going on. So she was doing this to, I don't know, 50 people, 100, a million, billion people, right? Because she's not allowed to do this during the live stream. She can't just block and mute every single person during the live stream. So she has to find that control. She has to get a grip of it, and she has to show her power over everybody. So she's over there just blocking and doing all this nonsense. So her and Fupa was going at it because somebody would get blocked and then Fupa would be like, that was unfair, and she would unblock them and unmute them, and they was going blow for blow. They was going at it, mute, unmute every single person. They was going at it, and this is how out of control it got. And when you don't think it could get worse for Amberlynn Reid, she was believing, and she said it many times during the live stream, that she knows pretty much every single person's name in there. She knows their avatar, their picture on the screen. She knows every person. And she was saying that people that were muted over there, they was all recording every single thing. So there's 999 million people muted, and she's saying they all recording what's going on. Now, Amberlynn Reid, you have a lot of time on your hands. If you sitting in a voice chat and you memorizing every single person and their avatar and know them from the channel in the voice chat to the live stream, you put too much effort in this, and it's sad. I want you to think about this carefully. Amberlynn Reid believes that people that are muted in the Discord, they're recording it. It's not possible that they could be doing work around the house and they making noise. They could have 42 dogs barking and screaming. They could be at work. They could be at the subway. They could be on the bus. They could be walking down the street. They could be be anywhere making noise and they don't want everybody else to hear it. But Amberlynn Reid believes that everybody that's staying quiet, that just doesn't want to speak, is recording her. This is wild to even believe. And it shows what type of person she is. She's more worried about other people than herself, right? She's worried about what you doing, why your microphone is turned off, and why she can't hear you. Amberlynn Reid, do you think everybody in that chat wants you to hear what's going on in their house? No. They come there just like they come to the live stream. They sit there quietly. You can't talk during the live stream, right? They chatting, they doing whatever, they having fun in the chat. They gossiping and doing whatever right there. Maybe they trying to escape their life and they having fun just listening to yous all go at it and fighting inside of the voice chat. Maybe that's how it is. If that was me, I could have been in there talking, or I could have not. I could have been Amberlynn Reid going wild against Fupa and other people. But that's how it is. People don't want to be, how can I say, inside there being involved. Some people do. You know what they do? Unmute their mic and they say what they got to do. Other people want to pay $10 to not, say a word. They have that right. And you have no right to say that people that's quiet, they's doing bad things over there. Because Amberlynn Reid, if there's one person doing bad things over there in that community, is you. And if I notice anything in all my years of making Amberlynn Reid videos and watching Amberlynn Reid videos and live streams and everything, is Amberlynn Reid seems to not like the, how can I say, the women of the community. She doesn't seem to like any of the ladies over there because she treats them all different. She treats the women of all the communities she's in different than the guys. And I've noticed that for years and years and years. I want you to just go back to recent. She's over in the LCU, right? And she's having beef with Tina. She's having beef with, how can I say, Sweet Tea. She's having beef with Fupa Cheese and all that. And the first word she comes is, see you next Tuesday. She calls them all disgusting, awful words. I mean, every single woman that comes up in there, boom, she goes at them. She says hateful things like that. She's nasty and rude, and she calls them disgusting things. But when the guys come up there and she have something to say, even Keem or any of the other person, she's like, shut up, be quiet, leave me alone. But then she just goes vicious. She's very vicious against all the women. It is awful to see what she does to people, and she does not do it to the guys. I've noticed it. Everybody probably noticed it. If you're gonna watch recently, go back to any live stream, start any of them bus episodes over there, and you're gonna go back to even when they was doing trials to get another host. She was calling people a nasty thing. She don't even know the person. They was up there for like 10 seconds. She's saying disgusting things, being awful. Nobody should be treated like that and spoke to like that at any point. And Amberlynn Reid doing on a public platform, being monetized and making money to insult people. It is awful. These people came up there and they was trying to get a job or whatever it is, and she just didn't like what they have to say. And you just cursing people out, you being vicious and nasty. But if anybody goes back at her, she's over there. Like, how can I say? She's being Aunt Tammy. She running to get washcloths to wipe the tears out of her eyes because she's so sad and upset. But she could do it to other people. But now that we done with that, we're going to move on to another thing. Amberlynn Reid was saying that she was going to go to that camp, that exercise camp with the whole community. She was like hyping it up. And we all knew she wasn't going to go, but she kept doing all this stuff. And she actually, how can I say, she was going to get Scooter and Scooter's mom to come all the way to her house. You can see how she thinks of highly of herself. Pick her up, right, in like a limousine or however they was going to get, and make these people that she don't even know, but besides YouTube in this community, and drive for over 20 hours to Texas to go to this exercise camp. And then now what does she do? You think she's going? Nope. She says, I'm not going. I can't go. All this nonsense. What doesn't make sense is Amberlynn Reid said that she actually bought a suitcase. So if you were buying a suitcase to go to this trip, right, to the exercise camp, that would mean that you were going to go. But you are now saying that you cannot go because of your pets. So why would you have ever bought a suitcase, right? Either one, you was going to have your mom watch the pets and you don't want to. Two, you was just going to bring the pets, and I don't think that would have worked out over there because they got a lake that has a bunch of snakes in there, and that's very dangerous for even people to be in there with snakes. You can't have no animals around there. But the wild part of this, Amberlynn Reid's excuse, she had to find some excuses. Now the pets. She can't take Twinkies. She can't take Romeo. She can't take Wasabi. She can't find somebody. This does not add up. It doesn't make no sense, because if Amberlynn Reid could spend $700 and $800 on Lego sets and all this nonsense she been buying and hitting herself in the face with pies and buying all these costumes and all this other type of stuff, she could have paid for a luxury, how can I say, pet place to take care of her pets for that week. She could have paid her mom $1,000 for the 2 weeks and said, "Ma, thank you so much for all you done. You drove me all the way to Wisconsin for 16 hours to visit a person, and here's $1,000. Please, I want you to watch my pets so they don't have a problem." She could have left them with anybody like that and went to this thing. But if anybody knows our former baby girl, she's gonna find some sort of excuse. So what's a good excuse? I want you to think about this carefully. If you start arguing and fighting with everybody in your community, right, then you can say, "I don't want to go to be around all these people because they have beef with me, they fighting with me, I feel unsafe." And that's where she went. And think about it, it was supposed to be her, Scooter, and Fupa to go to represent that channel, right? But now that former baby girl doesn't feel safe, nobody could else go. It's not fair that everybody else is not allowed to go, but I'm not the person running the show over there. But you can see Amberlynn Reid now has control of that too. So she has now control if she wants to fire Fupa, because Keem said, if you don't want Fupa here, you need to fire her. You need to get rid of Fupa, and that's how it is. And you can see she's probably happy that she has more control. But the sad part of this, I want you to think about it. The show started with Scooter, Sweet Tea, and Amberlynn Reid. And at this point, we don't have Scooter there. Sweet Tea got moved off because the proper former baby girl Amberlynn Reid didn't want no competition. She wants to be, how can I see, the center of attention over there. She wants all the eyes on her, right? So the two people that started out with her, out of three, they are out of there, right? And now we got Fupa, and she has the chance to get rid of Fupa too. So everybody that's ever worked with her will no longer be on the show at some point, and Amberlynn Reid thinks it's everybody else's fault. So Scooter's left, Sweet Tea is gone, right? They trying to find another person to run OBS. She doesn't want Tech there. She doesn't want Ken there. I don't think she wants Billy there. So Amberlynn Reid at this point doesn't want anybody around her. And if you look at these two things, the community she's in, everybody's getting out of there. They're all disappearing. They're not happy with her. And look at all the people she's dated in the past. They have the same exact idea of Amberlynn Reid. Nobody want to be around Amberlynn Reid because Amberlynn Reid is the problem, and there is no way to fix that unless she changes. Well, that's the end of the video, folks, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Later.